Hello, welcome back to Tarot Time with Andy. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedlys. I thought I would do a quick spread on Robin Williams. He had a beautiful spirit, very giving heart. I do think he had the sad clown syndrome, because a lot of them do. Comedians often take a very source of deep pain and put a funny spin on it. That is the nature of comedy, to make it relatable. Otherwise, it's not funny. Good-hearted human being. I expect to see a lot of love as well as pain, because he had Lewy body syndrome at the end of his life. So let's get some Robin Williams. Robin Williams, here we go. Robin Williams. Robin Williams. Robin Williams, will you please come in? Robin Williams. There we go. For starters, we have two cards here, and we have here the Eight of Cups. This is obviously someone leaving. This person did not feel that he can overcome. And with the Eight of Cups, this is always an action to overcome. And so he felt he had to move on. So right away, he's saying, I had to move on. I had to move on. The challenging position for him was to remain temperate, calm, and grounded. So he had a really hard time remaining grounded. And so it's looking like it's heading to why he left, why he felt he needed to leave, is where this is heading. So this is obviously what wants to be communicated, so I'm just going to go with it. Here we go. So what is the focus goal? Focus goal that he was feeling at the time when he was here. Focus goal, focus goal, focus goal for Robin Williams. Okay, what do I have here? I have here, this here is the Tower in reverse. So it's not health. It's not good. This is definitely tower crashing moment, and it's not being able to repair. Not being able to repair. So that's what he was feeling. Not that it's necessarily a goal, but he did not want to be here, is what that is saying. Take it down to the point of you cannot ever rebuild. Because in the upright, this is tower crashing, this is a transformation also, a change, and then you rebuild yourself. In this position, you cannot rebuild yourself. And then I have here for the next position, I have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. I'm just going to pull them all out. And then I have Two of Wands for this position, and I have the Knight of Pentacles for that position. So what does that say? So we have here the love arrows in reverse, not being able to overcome the situation. Things are happening slowly and being very frustrated, having issues with movement. It's travel issues in this position. So I would say travel issues would be movement issues, quite possibly with the body. Just having issues with movement and just super frustrated with not being able to do what he wanted to do, and not being very busy. Things were slowing down for him. He was slowing down. Everything was slowing down. He felt like life was slowing down, and he was trying to maintain his calm. And then this position here is the hidden energy, was he was looking to see what he can do, looking out at the world. This is a fork in the road. What do I do? You know, he's got to decide what he's going to do with this fork in the road, with the Two of Wands. That is dealing with a lot of friction as well. That is having to deal with, some say with the Two of Wands, there's a lack of feelings. And it's very impersonal, and, you know, because things aren't going well. Things aren't going well, and they fear this falling apart. When it's in reverse, it's total falling apart. So he was probably feeling that he needed to make a decision, because everything was about to fall apart. So that's what this is saying here. And with this card here, this is the future influence. Future influence was the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Knight of Pentacles, he was thinking about how he is Mr. Trustworthy. You know, results were coming in. Results were coming in based on his health, because it's a pentacle. This is taking a methodical approach to things, and hard work was already earned and completed and taken care of. You know, he's been a hard worker all his life, and he made everybody laugh, and he did it with mental stability, I would say. His energy was stable, and he was trustworthy. You know, he was very trustworthy in his humor. Everyone trusted him and his capabilities and what he was able to do, and he was very reliable. He was a very reliable actor, and he felt he was very reliable. But the problem here is looking like, in the distant past, was he was feeling like he was losing his gift, I would say. or things were slowing down. The career was coming to a slow, it's looking like. And he was just focused on this here, crashing it down, having to come to a conclusion here. Then I have here the decision was strength. I have the strength card here, trying to tame the beast within. He's really trying to tame himself. He decided he was going to keep trying to fight and tame the beast, tame that beast and tame that lion and tame himself and try to remain strong. But he was feeling the environmental factor for him, Sun in reverse. He wasn't feeling happy whatsoever. He was struggling. He was struggling, and the inner emotions was he was feeling very guarded. This is like the last, you know, he's just like, I got this one last one here, you know, very suspicious kind of energy, looking for fulfillment because it is a 9. And being a wand, you know, it's a last stand. He's just taking this last stand. I've got this last thing of fulfillment in my hand. I'm down to the last wand. He was down to the last wand of energy, and he wasn't happy, and he was tired of trying to probably be strong here. So this is the resilience, hanging in there, taking that last stand. So he was taking a last stand, in essence, and he was down to his last wand. His last wand he was down to. And the final card I have here, I will show you what's sitting here so you can see what I'm pulling, is the 10 of Wands in reverse. He didn't want to be a burden. He didn't want it to be a heavy load for people to carry because he was getting sick. He was getting sick. So he didn't want to be a heavy load. He didn't want to be the burden with the 10 of Wands in reverse. So that's removing the burden. Removing the burden. He knew that he wasn't happy in the situation, got tired of being strong. People can do that when they're sick. They just get tired of having to be strong and just feeling like a burden, which is sad. And then right next to this, I'm going to read these because they're here and they did flip over, is the Queen of Cups. I would say that would be his wife, knowing that that would be his wife and that it would be basically removing the wheels. The wheels falling off. He just can't fight it anymore. He can't march on anymore. This is the Warrior card in reverse. I cannot warrior on anymore. I don't want to warrior on anymore. And that's basically him probably said that to his wife at one point in time, that he just didn't want to warrior on. He just didn't feel like he had the energy to do it. His wand was, he was feeling like a burden. He was down to his last wand of resilience and last stand. And then we have here as well another wand, losing steam. This is defiance and victory in reverse. So he is not feeling like he can do it because it's in reverse, not willing to do it. At this point, he got to a point where he wasn't willing to fight another battle, health battle, didn't want it to bring down his family and be a burden to his family. And the 7 of Wands. Sevens is something that you're gaining experience. He didn't want this experience. He's like, I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do this. So this is feeling defeated and surrender. It's total surrender, complete total surrender in this position because upright, it's defiant and victory. You might fight, you got that last one and you're still going to fight. He surrendered. He's like, I'm surrendering. I'm just not doing this. I'm surrendering. So he surrendered, which affected the entire family, the 4 of Wands here. So it affected the family home, the stability of the home. And sadly, in his mind, he felt that maybe they wouldn't even miss him with the 5 of Cups in reverse. The 5 of Cups upright is sorrow and loss and regret. You know, he didn't feel he would regret it. He knew he didn't want to be here. And it is also hurting yourself and others. He didn't want to hurt other people. This is having a change of heart in this position. It's also the way things used to be in this position, but he was ready to move on, and he was hoping they would forgive him. And that's what it is. He did hurt himself, and he did hurt other people by doing it, but he really was counting on that forgiveness. He did communicate to her that he didn't have it in him. He did communicate that. Under the surface, it affected the whole entire legacy of who he was, the 10 of Pentacles. So that is his entire legacy right there was affected. And we also have here in the center of the deck for the inner feelings, the we could say, yeah, inner growth, giving and receiving help. So this is a thought process he had, that he would need a lot of help. He's given a lot of help, but he would have been in a point where he would have needed a lot of help. A lot of times with this card, it is not a position most people want to be in. It looks positive, but a lot of people, when they see this card, it's not necessarily, you know, you don't necessarily want this in a lot of due respects. I mean, who wants to be constantly in need of help? In his mind, he did not want it. He didn't want to be on that receiving end. He was used to being on the giving end, I feel, and he was used to being that 10 of Pentacles here, and it just didn't feel that it was justified. He's got this scales of balance here, and there's only one in his hand, so it just wasn't fair. It didn't feel fair. It didn't feel fair to the family. He didn't want to put them to work taking care of him. And then we have here underneath here the King of Swords in reverse. It was a cruel situation for him to be in. He didn't feel like he was the thought leader in the family anymore. That he could be, you know, he could be the intellectual authority, master of the mind, master of his, you know, logic over emotions, and being able to use his voice and do what he does best. And he felt like he would be shut out and shut down, and not in control of being able to probably do his characters and all that. And I also feel with the center of the situation here, he was relying on his higher self, that he felt it was his time. And he was going to keep the secret from a lot of people. This is keeping secrets. So he wasn't going to necessarily tell people about the Ace of Wands in reverse. He was basically giving help and life a thumbs down, I feel. This is just saying no. He was saying no to the disease, saying no to suffering, saying no to being a burden, and really wanting to do that tower crashing to where he cannot come back. And so that's really what it says there. And it was a choice he made, and I'm not going to judge him for it. So suffering is suffering. Unless you're in their shoes, nobody should say anything, because until they've suffered. I know what suffering's about. I've been through some things, so I don't get upset when I see something like that, when someone decides that enough is enough for them. I don't have a problem with it. But I do feel that nobody goes to hell, and that, you know, everybody goes to the light. And once you go to the light, our brain, whatever weaknesses we had are completely healed. But that is my belief system. Don't know what yours is, but that is mine. So let's get, how is he feeling on the other side? How's he feeling on the other side? Because that was more of a death spread. Let's find out, how is he doing on the other side? How does he feel being on the other side? How does Robin Williams feel being on the other side? There we go. Well, that wants to come out. So that forgiveness there, he feels that he's gotten the forgiveness. He feels more like he's more in control now. That came out, it looks like from, I'd say, the bottom of the deck. So this is sort of how he's truly feeling on a subconscious level on the other side, or even clarity, that he's been forgiven and he's back in control here. He feels like that creative leader is back. He's got his energy back, his enthusiasm back, his enjoyment and excitement back. He feels totally in control. And he feels that he can also be the Page of Swords. So he's kind of feels youthful with his communication. He feels young and in control. The leader here, he's on this new path with the Page. It's a new path. It's someone who's able to, you know, just speak their words with young enthusiasm. And he can spy on people too. He can spy on people because it's a spy card. So he's probably looks out at people. He watches his family. He spies on them, and he's forgiven. He knows he's forgiven. So under the surface here, we also have here is the Four of Wands. So that's total stability in the face of a, you know, torturous situation that he was in. And he doesn't feel that people are suffering from the Three of Swords. That's not a betrayal. They understand he was at this rock bottom here nearly, and with the Nine of Swords, and it was total cruelty, you know, ending a nightmare. He wanted to end the nightmare for the family, and for himself, and that they have healed. They're not feeling that he was deceptive and horrible and vengeful, that he did it for, this is apologies and healing. So he's got the apologies and healing of the family structure, and they realized he just couldn't do it. He was saying no to end this nightmare. It was a nightmare. He felt he was facing this nightmare in his life. And so he feels totally happy and forgiven, and he spies. He does like to spy, so he's a little trickster. And what's in the center here? What do I have here? He did have to move on. With the Eight of Cups, he needed to move on. So he did it, and he returned home. He returned home, in essence, and he made it happen. He went to battle against his own body, in essence, with the Knight of Swords. He did complete the mission. He completed the mission. And we have here the Ace of Pentacles, which is a loss of life here. And, you know, obviously his wife wasn't loving the situation because she was she was dependent on him, I would say, with the Queen of Cups in reverse. So there was some sort of a, you know, a connection that she lost. And so she did not want to probably play pity because it is in reverse. So she's not playing pity. Don't pity me. This is what he wanted to do. And she has not healed quite yet because it's not in the upright position. She really has not healed from the situation, but it is insecure. So she is kind of insecure. So that is that. Yeah, so, you know, he's forgiven. We all know that. That is what happens. Doesn't matter what gets you there. Doesn't matter what you've done. Once you go there, your brain is healed. Everything's healed. Back to a pure brain, pure essence, pure love and nurturing energy on the other side. So let's get some more cards on Robin Williams, Robin Williams, Robin Williams, Robin Williams. Please be clear, Robin Williams. Robin Williams. Oh, that one's out. Thief. Thief in reverse. So nobody took him. He took himself, I would say. And main male. So I'd say, yeah, it's kind of... Thief is sort of feeling like you're stealing yourself from yourself. It's kind of what I feel that's kind of like. It's kind of bizarre to read it that way, but that's how it seems. He stole himself from himself, taking himself from what everybody knew. And we have here the journey, and then there's the journey. So, you know, I don't think he really truly wanted to do it, but it was his health. He was losing his mind, and he decided to take a journey, take a different journey. And death is not the end. Death is, you know, death is just transferring energy, and then we have here great fortune. So it's like hitting the jackpot, in essence, by going to the other side. You know, by ending the misery and the suffering. You're now at this awareness by taking yourself out, kind of is what this is. He went on the journey, and now he's at this, I wouldn't say great fortune, could be energy too, because it would be a pentacle card, so that would be receiving a lot of great energy. It could be read that way too, because all fortunes, pentacles, energy. So he's around a lot of great energy right now, and he feels abundant, wealthy, of the mind, of the spirit, of the soul, and he's on a new journey now. He's on a new path. He had to end that path to start a new path. Let's get this deck. I don't use this one too much. It's brand new, so let's get this. Robin Williams, Robin Williams. Please be clear, Robin Williams. Robin Williams. Whoops. He has a love call. Love call. So that is someone expressing love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So yes, he is the spy. He likes to give out love messages. So I'd say he surrounds his family. And then we also have here stabbed in the back. So he felt that this disease, what he was afflicted with, was definitely causing separation. You know, it's a deception to your body, shocking attack. It just felt torturous and a betrayal. I would say a betrayal of his body. Getting sick like that, I think you do feel like your body's betraying you. So I would say that the stab in the back is feeling betrayed, feeling like your body just cannot do what you need it to do. And it does feel like a betrayal. So it's sort of a betrayal card. And then it caused him to want to separate himself, just separate himself so that he's not a burden, the separation was something he felt he needed to do to not take down other people, because he felt that he was just going to be nothing but a burden and didn't want that problem on other people's plates. Let's get some more energy here. Oop, there we go. We have here 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, spirit connection, intuition, and inspiration. So he is completely connected to spirit with his total intuition. His intuition's on fire. He has that spirit connection. And let's find out another card. Robin Williams. There we go. We have here the storm warning. Yeah, she got the message. We got storm warning with the woman holding a heart and hostilities, and it caused a lot of hostilities between them because of his ailing health and his mind as well. He probably had a lot of some mental confusion. There was probably communication issues, and she saw the storm warning coming. She saw it coming. She knew it. He communicated it to her. So it goes back to the other spread that it was communicated to her that she was not, I don't think she was completely shocked and surprised by what unfolded with him, is what that is saying. And let's get some Lenormand. Lenormand, here we go. And then I'll let you guys go, and I hope you have a fabulous evening. Here we go, one more card. Boom. Here we go. Yes, it affected the marriage. It came out in reverse, so he took himself out of the marriage. It affected the union. Oh, geez, and that's at the bottom of the deck. Coffin. And to remove the power and authority, and this could be very burdensome with the bear. The bear is power and authority. He didn't want it to get power and authority over him, the illness. Also, I have here the tree. It affected the tree and his happiness. In the center of the deck, news coming in, this is someone bringing in the message, that people would get the message. It would actually be a total global message. So yeah, he just, you know, he didn't want it to have control, power, and authority over him. And it removed the union with his death, the transformation to the other side, and everybody would get the message because that's the messenger, and she would be the one to put out the message to the press that she lost her husband. So that's basically what that says, and he's at peace. He did what he needed to do. He didn't want to suffer, and he took that into his own hands. And so it is what it is, you know. Hey, we take care of our pets, so I think we should do it for I believe in death with dignity. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think it should be allowed. Shouldn't be political on my spread, but that is how I feel about it. So leave a message and let me know where you stand on that. You know, I don't think people should be put in this position when they're this sick and getting so close to death, and they're desperate. So it's just sad. It's not, someone like this should not have to go to this measure in order to eliminate the suffering of themselves and other people around them. So yeah, it's just, it's a strong feeling I have. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.